Tonight, we take a look at Troy's public radio.
And the best bands in Alabama. Stay tuned. TrojanVision News starts now.
From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network, Troy, Alabama's International University. This is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello, and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for October 20th, 2015. I'm Samantha Charles.
And I'm Jordan Elston. Thank you for joining us this evening. Troy University Public Radio is spending this week seeking the help of its listeners to make sure the station has funding for the programming the listeners have come to enjoy. Casey Garvin gives us a look at the Fall Fund Drive.
WTSU is Troy's local NPR affiliate and operates out of the same building as Troy TrojanVision News. If you visited recently, however, you may have noticed a bit more hustle and bustle than normal, and for good reason. It's time for the station's triannual Fund Drive.
What we would really like for our listeners to walk away with is that they have the opportunity to give us that feedback. Listener support is also financial support, and when they call in with their financial support, it gives us the opportunity to know exactly where that programming needs to go or if we're doing everything right.
During the drive, donors can call in and pledge support for their favorite programs, keeping the station running and free for everybody.
Well, actually, I used to be an intern here with Troy Public Radio, and when I was an intern, it was just as hectic then. We had to answer phones and stuff envelopes, but all that work is to keep us on the air so we get to do the interviewing.
The Fund Drive is a big time in WTSU's year because, like all public radio stations, it's funded by listeners like you.
Every hour when we're on the air, we have to say, we're required legally to say a listener-supported service of Troy University, meaning listeners support us. We wouldn't be on the air without the listeners.
The Fund Drive runs from October 17th to October 24th. Listeners can call in and pledge their support by calling 1-800-800-6616.
For Troy Public Radio, I'm Joey Hudson.
And Casey Garvin, Troy TrojanVision News.
Once again, anyone who wishes to make a donation to Troy Public Radio can call in a pledge at 1-800-800-6616. The fund drive will run through this Saturday.
Round 1 of voting began yesterday for the best band in Alabama. Troy was among 18 other universities competing for the title, and I got the chance to speak with some band members about the competition. Across Alabama, 19 colleges and universities have marching bands, all at different levels of experience. Some have been around for over a century, while others just got their start. For 3 weeks, polls will be open for viewers to vote on their favorite marching band in the state.
Basically, it's set up, there's going to be a list of all of the different college marching bands, and you'll pick between 2, and I think there's 9 different sections, and then you'll just choose one, and whoever wins between the 2 will move on to the next round.
Votes are counted once per device per day, and the first round of voting will narrow down the 19 marching bands to 5.
Basically, it's kind of set up like March Madness is set up, and you'll take a vote between 2 different bands, and in the end, the winner from each section will move on to the next round.
If you still haven't voted, take this into consideration.
It would help us establish that we, like, all the hard work that we do to make it the best it can be, like, really does pay off.
I think it really shows the support that the school has for the Sound of the South, and I think it would just encourage us to continue with all the hard work that we're already doing.
No matter the outcome, Taylor says the Sound of the South is a winner in her eyes.
I think it's kind of a good way to show school spirit, more or less. I don't think it shows anything about which band is better because honestly every band is fantastic, but I think it just shows that schools can come together and kind of show support for their bands.
If you haven't yet voted, you have until October 25th. Round 2 begins on November 1st. To vote, students can go to al.gov. And last week was homecoming, and throughout the week, Troy University student organizations faced off in some fun and spirited competitions.
That's right, Samantha, but behind all of those competitions, there were groups of students making sure things ran smoothly. Nick Todd introduces us to the group.
We walk among them every day. We socialize with them on a daily basis. We also have class with them. They're a group of students that have a special unique task, and they are the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court have a very important role at Troy University in governing the student body. Among their various tasks include judicial hearings, and they play a very key role in homecoming week.
The Supreme Court justices of the Student Government Association really serve two purposes. One of their first purposes is to serve on the Student Affairs Judicial Board, where our Supreme Court members are student representatives hearing cases that involve students concerning disciplinary issues. And the second is they assist the Student Government Association in any processes that are competitive.
Our involvement in homecoming is we attend judging for skit night, dance night.
Among the 9 Supreme Court justices, there is one Chief Justice.
Chief Justice basically oversees the justice and makes sure that all the rules are set for them and that everyone abides by them.
We asked the group what's their favorite part of being a Supreme Court justice.
I guess just drawing conclusions, like basically because you get in all of the information and you get to listen to what people have to say, then you get to draw the conclusion. And so that's my big thing. I just like to kind of draw the conclusion and make sense of all the information at the end of the day.
The best part of being a Supreme Court justice is the access that you have to this SGA.
Nick Todd, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Outside of homecoming week, one of the Supreme Court's main duties is handling student parking ticket complaints.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. Police say a security guard working at a Birmingham apartment complex has been shot to death. A police spokesman says officers responding to the complex just after 7 o'clock this morning found the guard dead in his vehicle.
A Blount County school secretary is facing a felony charge after authorities say she lied about a gunman being at the school. The Blount County Sheriff's Department says Carmen Williams is charged with rendering a false alarm. Williams is a receptionist at Hayden Elementary School, 30 miles north of Birmingham.
And a judge will decide if indicted House Speaker Mike Hubbard can subpoena Attorney General Luther Strange and his employees to an upcoming hearing in his case. The judge has scheduled a hearing today on a prosecutor's motion to squash the subpoenas issued by Hubbard's defense.
Still to come on Troy TrojanVision News, the Trojan football team is looking to press forward from the tough loss of homecoming. Khadijah Torbert has the details coming up in sports.
And Joe Biden may be considering a bid for the White House. More on that after the break.
Vice President Joe Biden may be sending hints about running for president just as the Democratic field shrinks. I'm Weijia Jiang at the White House. I'll have the latest coming up.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
This is Thomas. During the day, he works in research, and at night, he's a warrior. Soon he'll have a degree from Troy University, a historic and affordable public university with flexible online and in-class courses, and professors who know their students by name. Do what you love and be great at it. That's the warrior spirit. Learn more at troy.edu/workingwarrior.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
The Troy football team tried to come back full force and earn another victory at home, but fell short to the Idaho Vandals 19-16 in Troy's homecoming game. Head coach Neil Brown knows it takes time to rebuild the program and wants the fans to know he is not discouraged on where his team is headed.
I just tell them to have a little patience. You know what I mean? Like, I'll tell you this, like, you know, we didn't get here overnight. You know, it's going to get fixed. This is a great place. They've won here all the time. They've won here for a long time. And we will win. I'd like for it to be right now. I'd like for it to be this afternoon. I'd like to be having a different press conference right now. Yeah. But it's where we're at. Like I said, what I can tell you is I'm disappointed we lost, but I'm not discouraged about where we're going.
It's take time, you know. This is Coach Brown's first year as a head coach, you know. And, you know, we just got to prepare better. we prepare better, it'll be a different outcome.
Although kicker Jed Solomon may be getting some of the backlash from Saturday's game, William Lloyd wants everyone to know the team as a whole lost the game, not just Jed individually.
Everybody's disappointed. It was a tough loss, but the game didn't come down to that last kick. Offensively and defensively, we both made mistakes. That played a part into the last kick. But the last kick then wasn't the win to lose the game. So we just got to get better on both sides of the ball and special teams.
Having a winning mentality is not far-fetched for the Trojans, with players eager to make the necessary improvements on getting better.
We just got to strain to get better, just strain to trying to be the best every day, just strain so nobody can compete with you. We just get that strain, and we'll be fine.
The Trojans will travel to New Mexico this weekend to take on New Mexico State, kickoff at 7 p.m. The Troy soccer team continued its win streak on Friday against Georgia Southern in a 1-0 victory. Head coach Jason Hamilton knew heading into this match that Georgia Southern will be an intense competitor.
2 games that we knew were going to be very tough. Georgia Southern was trying to catch us at second place. So Friday night, them sitting in third right behind us, we knew that was an important game to get a little separation from them and not let them leap over us into second place. So, they play a good brand of soccer. They knocked the ball around. It was a very tight game defensively, not a lot of chances. And we were able to get one in the second half and get out of there with a win. So we were proud of how we played in that game.
But the victory was short-lived as the Trojans fell Sunday evening to Georgia State 1-2. The Trojans will take the field again this Friday at 7 p.m. to face off against Arkansas State for the first time this season. The Troy men's and women's tennis teams were in action over the weekend in Tuscaloosa and Auburn for the ITA Southern Regional Championships. Starting off in Tuscaloosa, for the men, senior Giovanna Somaha made it all the way to the semifinals and lost to Auburn's Max Hisendales. In addition, his semifinals finished, Somaha also advanced to the round of 16 alongside doubles partner Pablo Marino. For the women, sophomore Mina Juha, Mary Arlena fell in the semifinals to a duo from Mississippi State. Next up for the Troy tennis is the Big East Tennis Classic on Friday in New Orleans. The winning streak does continue for the Troy volleyball team over the weekend. The volleyball team this season was a little rough with unsuccessful on the road, but head coach Sonny Kirkpatrick is glad his team was able to focus and earn the victory against ULM and ULL.
We struggle on the road, or had struggled on the road, and hadn't won a match away from Trojan Arena. And it was nice to go into Monroe, and we played pretty well. First game, they came out and really dictated the tempo and forced us into some uncharacteristic mistakes. Then games 2, 3, and 4, we really kind of held our own a little bit. Really happy for the team to get a win. They put a lot of work in, a lot of sweat, and they focused on what our goals were, and we luckily accomplished those goals.
The Trojans will take the court Thursday night in Trojan Arena against the Texas State Bobcats at 6 p.m. The Trojan cross-country teams closed out their regular season schedule Friday with several notable performances at the Crimson Classic, which is hosted by Alabama. Head coach Elliott Blount was pleased with individual results coming from this classic.
I think we had some pretty good individual performances. I think as a team, we have such a small margin of error that we have to make sure that everyone's sitting on the right, everyone's sitting on all cylinders during that day, and that's, it showed in the results when you don't have everyone with a team with that small margin of error not doing so. But individually, I thought we had some pretty confidence-building performances.
The team will have the next couple of weeks off preparing for their next run Sunday, November 1st at the Nash Battlefield Farm in Atlanta, Georgia.